Okay, thank you for listening so far. I'm sorry it's gone on for a long time. I wanted to make sure that you know where to find my feedback. So I've sent you an email with the information on. First of all, you've got 3 different parts of Turnitin that you could find my feedback. Number 1, in the comments main section. So you should be able to see kind of an overall comment that I've written, lots of text about your report and some areas to improve. Number 2, there should be a rubric, and this is a kind of a grid, and it looks kind of like, I think it's an icon, which is something like this in the bottom right hand corner of your screen, something like that. And it should open up a thing and it tells you for each section what you've got. I think if you can manage to open up the home screen for the assignment, you should be able to open up the full rubric, which shows you what you need to get in each section. However, it's directly copied from the document that I gave you, which tells you for DCP, check all of these things. For CE, check all of these things. So if you've still got that document, you can look at that as well, and it matches up perfectly. The last place on Turnitin is if you actually read your report. Sometimes I drop little comments onto your report, and they're little blue squares over your text. And sometimes it has a word on it already. If not, hover over them and you'll see the information that I've left. And it might be, for example, if you see SP, that's just a spelling. You need to check the word that's underneath the blue box. Other things are a bit more detailed maybe, and it shows you exactly where the problem is. For the criteria for conclusion evaluation, I attached the mark sheet to your email because that's not on the rubric on Turnitin, because when I created it I didn't do that part. So you'll have to look at that for your conclusion evaluation. And lastly, I've just written here, look at the criteria for each section carefully. Find the areas where you can reach complete most easily and improve these first. Partial is a big bound. Sometimes they talk about it where, if you like, this is 100% and this is 0% down here. So for each section you can get a N, that means not at all, or a C, that means complete. And all of this area in the middle is a partial. So if you can get one of them up to here, you suddenly get twice as many marks for that section, which is quite a big improvement. If you're a long way away from complete, for example, you've only got 1 or 2 highlighted yellow sections, what I've written there is you just need to try and get maybe to halfway through your partial. You maybe need to reach 50%, because that way the examiner can never say, oh, you haven't done enough to reach P. They can't take away your marks. If you've only got one thing, if you're right down here on the scale, they might say, I don't agree with your teacher. In fact, I think you're in N. If you're up here, it's very unlikely they're going to downgrade you to N. And it's important, remember, because this is 0 marks, this is 1 mark, and this is 2 marks. And it doesn't seem like a lot, but when they add up, if you've at least got all 1s and no 0s, then you're already halfway. And if you can get a few of these as well, then that's really going to bump up your grade. If you're aiming for a 7, obviously you need to get as many completes as you can. Right guys, that's the end of this video. I hope that it's been useful for you, and I hope it's worked correctly. I shall see you on Monday.